Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage, and today we'll be taking a look at the maintenance cost of my Ferrari 360 over the last 6 years. There are a lot of articles, blogs, comments on maintenance costs on Ferraris, and some of those stories scared me before I bought my Ferrari 360. So I hope this video helps a few of you in what costs can be like, as I will be fully transparent on what has been spent on maintaining this car for the past 6 years. I purchased the car in 2020, and in my previous video on things to look out for when purchasing a Ferrari 360, I mentioned service history being really important. This 360 had an extensive service history and was well maintained with all stamps in the service books and a full receipts file for all additional work done. So I can give a fairly accurate account of both my costs and the previous owner's costs. So let's go back to 2017, as I don't think it's necessary to go back beyond that. The previous owner spent £11,300 on the 2017 service, when the car had 48,315 miles. This included cam belts, track rod ends, ball joints, brake discs and pads, engine mounts, steering column repair, and a whole lot of minor repairs done at Joe Macari in London. In the next 3 years to 2020, the previous owner covered just 735 miles and spent £4,100 on the 2020 service, again at Joe Macari, when the car had just 49,050 miles. This time doing cam belts, which need to be changed every 3 years, but also included 4 new Michelin Pilot Sport tyres on the car. He also fitted a new battery. At the bottom of a Ferrari invoice, it will tell you what has been found on the car and the work that has been recommended that has not been done. There were a few items recommended, like the instrument cluster light was not working. There was slight play in the upper rear ball joints and slight play in the upper front ball joints, with a few minor issues noted. This is where I purchased the car on 49,189 miles in 2020. And figured it was freshly serviced at Joe Macari. It had over £15,000 spent on maintenance between 2017 and 2020. And this included cam belts, brakes, suspension work, and a new clutch had been fitted in 2016. I knew of the minor issues the car had from the Joe Macari invoice, but the car had also developed a misfire, so I bought the car at a discount, figuring that I could sort out the misfire issue. I figured this misfire was airflow sensors, so I purchased 2 new ones at a cost of £400 and replaced those myself. I then immediately got a slow down light, which happened to be a CAT ECU. Again, I bought a new one for £400 and changed that myself. Then came time for the 2021 annual service, and I took the car to AV Engineering. AV Engineering did a complete check of the vehicle, including a compression test and oil analysis, and did everything to bring the car up to a good standard. This included new spark plugs, lower shock bushes, front and rear tie rod ends, front and rear lower ball joints, front upper ball joints, and a few other minor repairs. The bill came to £5,100. I then used the car for a few months, and it started to misfire again. Took it back to AV Engineering, who replaced the 8 coil packs and found a fault with the ECU throttle body driver, and they replaced this at a cost of £1,600. So in my first year of ownership, I spent £7,500, but this included sorting out the misfire issue, which were coil packs and an ECU issue. I've just returned from the next annual service at AV Engineering, and this is what Aldous found.
As you can see, cars up on the lift and the service is underway. Been through it very carefully. I've got a few things up here, this ball joint here, the cover's just completely gone, and the joint's all corroded inside, and the same on the other side here, and that's an MOT fail, so we're gonna have to sort that out. We've got a leak at this block here. This is for the clutch, and this is actually the wrong block. This bleed nipple should be up at the top, but you can't put it up at the top with this. It's got the wrong block in it, so I suggest we change that and stop that leaking. We've got a couple of covers missing, so here we need to get a rubber boot over this, and because that goes straight to the battery, and if it touches the metal, then we're in big trouble. And the same here, we need a cover for here. They're not expensive. And the last thing is your coolant cap is leaking.
The bill to service and repair the ball joints, clutch block, as well as the instrument cluster light that was known at the time I bought the car, came to £2,300. So in total, this Ferrari 360 has had £25,000 spent on maintenance bills in the last 6 years. That's on average £4,200 per year. So when people say budget around £4,000 for maintenance per year, I would agree, as some years would be more and some years may be less. The car has covered about 2,000 miles in all of those 6 years, but all the maintenance is needed for preventative maintenance as well as ongoing repairs. Thank you all for watching another episode of RC Classic Garage. It's been great to have you, and see you all next time.